Hello everyone, welcome to the video. So in this video we are going to see what are the actual components of our community edition control room, and we will also see how to create our first bot. So I'm going to have a fresh start. In the last video we created our credentials and did a setup of the entire control room. Now I'm going to open that previous mail. Over there, I have my link of the control room and also my username. So I'm going to click on this control room link, and here I'm going to add my username and password. Now, once we log in, again, we want to ensure that our status is connected. Now, first, let's have a look at what are the options that we get in the community version. So first is the explore option in my left panel, where we have a few links like create a bot, open document automation, bot insights, and copilot. These links we will go through them in the later videos. Now I have my home button. When we click on the home button, we sort of get like a dashboard, an overview, what we have recently visited, some community links, some other FAQs and documentations. In my automation tab, this is the main part where all the bots that I create, all the automation workflows that I create, they are going to be saved here. I'm going to create them here and I'm going to edit, create, run everything in this workspace, my bots folder, in the sample bots, or we can create more folders as we want to. Like for example, in my bots folder, I can create a new folder and so on. I can create different bots here, and we this is like a working directory where we can create the automations. In my left panel again, then we have an AI option where we have document automation option. Here we can do the document automation on different type of documents like PDFs. For example, here we have an option to create learning instant from for the invoices. Now, this is present in as a course in the community in the university. So if you want to learn more on this, you can check out that document automation course. Now in my activity tab, there are two options of in progress and historical. So whatever bots are executing or are in the queue will be displayed here, and in the historical section, we will get all the historical data of the bots or processes that were executed and they completed or they even might have failed. So this is where we will be seeing that. In the manage option, we have a few options like to manage the devices. Now, by devices, it means all the, you can say the desktops or computers or laptops which were connected to this control room. So here currently we have this one desktop, it shows connected. So this is the local, my laptop, which is showing as the device over here and its status is connected. Now we have certain other options like global values, credentials, and packages, but we are just going to skip through that right now. And in the user section, you can see your user created over here. And if you want, you can see a few more other details about your user and the roles that are present for you. So now we are going to move back to the automation tab. Now, as I mentioned, we can create multiple files, multiple folders over here. So I'm going to first of all navigate to this bots folder and I'm going to click on this create subfolder button at the side. And I'm going to give a folder name now. So let's give it first bot. And I'm going to click on create folder. You can add descriptions if you want to, but I'm going to keep it as it is. It is optional. And I'm going to click on create folder button. Okay, so now as we can see, this first bot folder has been created, and at this top side we have a few options. So there is one plus sign. If we click on the plus sign, we have three options. We can create a process, a task bot, and a form. So we are going to click on this task bot option, and basically this means creating a fresh bot for automation. So here I'm going to name it as, let's say, Hello Bot, and I'm going to click on Create and Edit. Okay, so here are a few prompts that you might see. You can click on Next, Remind Later, or just Cancel. I'm going to cancel this. And this is our workspace of creating a RPA bot. So if we see on the top here, we have our bot name. We can edit it if we want to. Then in the left panel, we have three options. First is my variables option. If you click on show, you will see this entire panel where all the variables that are in used in the bot or that are created in the bot at any point of time, all of them will be shown here as an overview. Let's say if I create a variable, like let's say for example, I create sample variable and I create it. So in that case, my sample variable that I just created will also show up here. And if we double click on it, we can see we can again edit that variable. We can define different types of variables. Like I have options of a string, number, date time, boolean, flag, window, and there are a lot of other options. As we move ahead with the videos, we will be exploring a lot of them. And we can also provide a default value. Now, next is the actions package. Now, if we click on show, we will get a full list of actions that are available to us. Now, all these actions are like different packages that we can drag and drop into the middle, and we can perform certain actions through it. Let's say, for example, I open a Excel package, I expand it, and over here I have a few options related to Excel. Like I can open my Excel, I can pick this package and drag and drop in the center. Now, when I drag and drop in the center, I will see different options related to the package. So in this Excel Advanced Open option, I am getting certain parameters like the path of my Excel file that I want to open. Does it contain a header? Does it contain a specific sheet name? And so on. So, like this, we can use all the different options that we want to hear. Now, I'm going to just remove it for now. Now, in the center panel, we have three options to view it. We can view it as a flow, as a list, or as dual also. So to execute our first bot, I am going to search a message box, and we are going to see how we can display a message from our first bot. So I have dragged and dropped this into the center. Now in the flow option, it looks like a flow chart. If we click on the list option, it shows one by one like a list. And in the dual option, we can see both views. I usually prefer using the list option. Now, when we click on this message box, we can see here I have three fields. The first one is the title that I want my message box to have. So I'm just going to give it something like bot title. And in the message, I want to display hello world. And I can have scroll bar after a set number of lines if I want to. And let's say I want this message box to close by itself after a certain amount of time, then I can add that time here, or else I can just disable this option. Now, Once I have added all these details, I will click on save, and I'm going to click on this run button over here at the top side. Now, whenever we click on run button, it will show this one window of deploying to your computer. Every time it will show this downloading dependencies whenever you make certain changes. So if you're executing the bot for the first time, it might take some more time, but let's say you execute it for the second or third time, then it will take lesser time. Okay, so now my bot has started. It is showing the message hello world as we entered over here, the message to display, and in the title, I'm seeing the bot title. Now I have this option to click close. Only when I click this close, this message box will close down. Otherwise, it will stay open as it is. So I click on this close button, and since there was no other action after this, my bot has completed 100%, and I get this message that the bot has run successfully. So this is how we can create our first Hello World bot in RPA. Now, before ending the video, let's also have a look at a few more options. So over here we have something like find a file, search. Let's say I have 100 different lines and I want to search a particular action, I can search through this. For example, if I just type message box, then this will get highlighted. Now we have some other options like undo, redo, copy, cut, paste, remove. And over here we have some things like assistance. So this basically helps us in debugging. There is a copilot option, run, debug. You can explore these. So this is how we can create our first bot and execute it on the control room.